Hey, it's Leanne Betts for What's Up Wednesday. Thanks for joining me. So this last week, I've seen a lot of prevalence of this feeling around not being enough. And so I wanted to talk about that today. This is an area that I am really passionate about. And it came up in 3 different areas. So when I was coaching my clients this week, each one of them had a deep-seated issue around not being enough, not feeling good enough, this whole self-worth piece. And I know that many women struggle with not being enough. So I also was at the naturopath, and I ran into another life coach friend of mine, and we were actually talking, and I was talking about in all my coaching clients and people that have taken my programs, the number one issue has been this belief of not feeling good enough. So she agreed, and she actually has been coaching a lot longer than me, and she was saying that it's not only prevalent in women, but she sees it in men as well. So I find this very, very interesting, and it's an area that I have been studying with my life coaching, and it's an area that I really want to help women shift. And I've been dealing with this myself, and I mean, it's like peeling the layers of an onion, right? These worthiness issues that we have been reinforced with thousands and thousands of times in our life, and that we've started to believe. So for me, it was, I wanted to start writing, and I was putting myself out there with a couple of blog posts that I wrote. At least I felt like I was putting myself out there, and there was this resistance about, what if I'm not good enough? But my deep desire to express myself has gotten to the point that is bigger than my fear of not being good enough. So I've been working on this for myself as well. So I wanted to dig deeper today around this not enough. And I want to share with you that it's not something that you alone are going through. It's way bigger than you. It's, something that's in our society. It's everywhere, this not enough. There's not enough time. There's not enough money. There's not enough love. I'm not doing enough. And then the big one that's underneath all of it is, I'm not enough. So let's delve into that a little bit more. And, really, we feel so bad as women because we think we're the only ones that feel that I'm not enough. But it is bigger than that. It's part of our political and economic structures. Basically, 97% of the wealth is held by 3% of the people. So no wonder as women or men, as humans, that we're feeling not enough. So I want to help shift this mindset around this lack and scarcity mindset by, first of all, looking at nature. So just, take a gander out and look. I mean, I've got trees all around me here. Take a look out and look at the tree. And do you think that that tree says to itself, I'm not enough? No, it doesn't. It's there in its treeness. It's, taking in the sun, and it's growing, and it's, got its roots rooted into the ground, and it's, taking up water, and it's being a tree. What about the sun? Does the sun ever say, I'm not enough? Does the sun say, oh, I'm not feeling good enough today? No, and thank goodness it doesn't, because what would it be like if the sun decided not to shine as bright as it shines 24/7? So just to get this concept around abundance, and that there's an abundance out there instead of this fear and lack and scarcity mentality, let's look out to the universe. I mean, it's infinitely abundant, right? We only know like a tiny fraction of the universe that's out there. So there's, so much abundance of stars and planets and galaxies, and I mean, more than we'll ever even know in this lifetime, that's for sure. So abundance is out there. actually it's within, right? It's within nature. It's within our universe. And so if we are a microcosm of our universe, then by deducting, we should be abundant. We are abundant, right? So we don't believe that though, because we've been told thousands and thousands of times that we're not good enough. And not only that we're not good enough, that there isn't enough. So if you want to be financially abundant, for example, there's this feeling that we're needing to take it from elsewhere. But what if there was enough abundance for everyone? I just want to pose that question out there. If it's a belief system that we need to get rid of, then we need to look at that a little bit deeper. And I guess the thing that I want to share is that if we're able to shift our mindset from this lack and scarcity that's in all of our political economic structures, especially in North America, we basically need to free ourselves and gain back our power. So in behavioral psychology, we have this underlying operating system that runs, and the beliefs are the foundation of that. So we have this belief system. If we're believing I'm not enough, then that forms our thinking, and our thinking in turn creates the emotions that we're feeling, and the emotions run how we decide to take action or inaction around something, and then eventually it determines the results that we get in our life. So if we are believing into this I am not enough, there is not enough, time, money, love, then we're creating our own reality through that belief, thought, emotion, action, results operating system. So I am super passionate about shifting this belief around not being enough. And like I said, it's like peeling an onion. It's continual work. It's not easy stuff. It's something that we need to do day in and day out when we catch ourselves thinking thoughts that basically are around this belief of not being enough. So wouldn't it be great if we could just relax into knowing that we are enough, that we are abundant, that we are more than enough? All these women out there are feeling, I am not enough. And guess what? It's bigger than us. It's part of the whole system that we've been living in. So one of the things that I am super passionate about is helping women shift this belief, giving them the tools day in and day out that they can shift out of this thinking so that they can make an empowering decision, so that we can take back our power, so that we can be free and not be in this lack and scarcity mentality where there isn't enough for everyone. So this is all going to start with each one of us taking ownership and responsibility around this deep belief that we've been told through society that we're not enough. Each one of us needs to do the work every single day, and I want to teach you how to do that work. And that begins with calling me to get a free 40-minute clarity call. Because each one of us, this is like a grassroots movement, woman, each one of us, if we each do our work around shifting this belief that we're not enough to making the empowering decision that we are enough, that we're more than enough, then that is how we're going to affect this world. That is how we're going to change our children's generation and the generation after that and the generation after that to get out of this political economic structure of the majority of the abundance being held in the hands of the few. So if you're serious about making the change, if you're serious about making the impact to start changing how you're reacting to your life, to start responding to life, I'm offering you this call, and I really encourage you to begin to take action. It's time, soul sisters, for us to take back our power. It's time for us to have the freedom that we deserve, because you are enough, we are enough. So until next week, be abundant.